Hi everyone, this is Lori, the crafter in the mitten. Have you ever thought about using die sets with your junk journaling instead of just making everything from scratch? I seen this die advertised on Spellbinder's website, and I fell totally in love with it. And I wanted to buy the die, and the only way to get the die is you had to join the Die of the Month Club. So I had to do that. Just want to show you what it looks like on this side. This, they've actually taken thread and sewn it like embroidery. And it's so special to see it in person. Their pictures on their website really do this die justice. Now, I probably haven't done it justice, but there's, let's see, 6 parts of it. So here's the different parts. You get these two as well. And I just want to show you this kind of quickly. So I put a couple together just so you can see what it looks like put together. I'm trying to find my other one here. Here we go. I'm going to put it against this white paper so you can see. This is black on metallic gold. And this is like a baby blue with like a muted, or matted silver. And you can line them up like so, whatever kind of decoration. But I thought these would be nice to have where you could trim pockets, journals, or just on the side of a page or whatever. So I think I'd get a lot of use out of this die. So I thought, well, that was one good reason to get it. All right, so I want to show you one of my cut. I started to like do the embroidery on one of these, and I used pink sewing thread, and it was just too thin, so I need to use embroidery floss, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But I want to give you an idea what it would look like against pink. So you just kind of have to use your imagination here a little bit, but you don't have to do this red part if you don't want to. I just think that's so pretty. And wouldn't that make a cute pocket? I'm just gonna grab this journal here and just open up a random page. If I can find a blank page to kind of show you what I'm thinking. I'll just use this white page just to give you an idea. Wouldn't that be a cute pocket though? It's got that 3D texture to it. Of course, you do all kinds of variations of paper and colors and that. So that one's that particular die. Like I said, I just wanted to show you to you real quick. Here it is in blue. If you just, if you just want a different look, blue, or you can just take this and throw a pink piece of paper behind it. It gives you another look. It'd be cute in a baby journal. Anyway, so that's that. I just, like I said, I didn't want to spend tons of time on this particular die. But being I'm talking about this Spellbinders Die Club, I wanted to show you when you join it. They send you these 2 dies as well. Merry Everything and Warm and Cozy. Cute little sentiment. I think that was a thank you gift. And then the other one that came, this is December's club. And this is the small die club. I decided I wanted them both. And here's what this one would look like. I haven't opened it yet or tried it out, but I will. And then this is January's club. I got this about a week ago in the mail. So here's for a card here, Valentines. And this is the one I'm going to show you. I think is really cool. And I just had to have it for junk journaling. This is the card. And I've done one up already so I can show you. Now, this is just a card all in itself, but it's a pocket. You know how us junk journalers are. We love our pockets, and that would be a good journaling spot. I just thought, oh my gosh, that'd be just so cool on a junk journal. And it's also really cute to just, use a Valentine's Day card to your loved one, or it doesn't even have to be Valentine's Day. I don't see why that would hurt. You have a birthday card or a Mother's Day card, or just a cute little note, I'm thinking of you. You could easily send that in the mail to a friend. I mean, there's lots of uses. Of course, you change the coloring up. I thought it'd be pretty if you did like metallic gold and black and white, and maybe to touch a little red. I mean, all kinds of color combinations that just be totally adorable. I used the color combination they did, as you can see, because it's my first time around with it, and I'm just playing with it. I think they used yellow paper here, and I decided to use some metallic gold. And then I showed you this one real quickly, and then while I was looking at them, I noticed that these hearts are interchangeable. So I could just, if I wanted to use this heart on this heart here, instead of this one, I could. And this one, you can see it is different. And this fits perfect. So I think whoever made these two dies to go for the same month was really putting some thought into it. They kind of engineered that. And here's the die for this one. All right, so we'll go ahead and set that aside. Here's the different pieces of it. There's quite a few pieces to this particular die. So I just wanted to show you the pieces and what they cut out. Here's the first die. They tell you to cut 2 of these out. And then fold them, the tabs on one of them, and then cut the tabs on the other one. Just cut them off. And that's what I did for this one, to make a whole pocket. But if you're doing a junk journal, I was thinking all you really have to do is just cut one of these. You don't need 2 because we could just glue this right to our page. So just keep that in mind if you decide you want to try this out for your own journals or anything. Okay, and then these are the other pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble it and show you the pieces as I go, just in case you're curious what it looks like when it's cut. Each piece is cut. Depending on how familiar you are with dies, I'm sure most of you probably are, but a few of you might not be. Again, there's a difference between doing these kind of dies and doing like a Cricut machine or a silhouette. There's pros and cons to both, I feel. One of the pros to using these type of dies is you can do little things like this. See that really fine line? And then it'll, in some dies, it gives an embossment and cuts. As far as like the Cricut, I have bought an embossing tool, but I'll be honest, I haven't tried it yet. I don't know. I like the embossing from the regular old-fashioned like Sizzix die cutting machines when it comes to that. Again, there's pros and cons to both. In one way, they probably both work out the same price-wise in a way. Because like with the Cricut, the design space is $10 a month, so you're paying $10 a month whether you actually create something or not. With a traditional die cutting machine, you have to buy each of these dies. That can add up. So if you don't plan on making a lot of designs or a lot of like cards or whatever with a particular die, it might not, pay for itself. Where with a Cricut, you can just make a design once and not worry about it because you can just go to those files anytime you want. In a way, I feel it's quicker this way, in a way, because it's already designed. You just put your paper through and run it through the machine. With the Cricut, you have to get your computer or iPhone or whatever device you're having to use with the software, and you have to design it, you have to size it, you have to put your paper on pads and cut each color individually. I mean, they're both kind of time consuming. It's just a perspective. It's just a preference. Like I said, there's pros and cons to both, and sometimes it's better to use one over the other. It's just depending on the project. I have both because, well, I've had the Tim Holtz, the original Tim Holtz die cutting machine. I've had it for a long time. And then I wanted the Cricut to try other things. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. I don't really want to get into that. I just want to get into assembling this card. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the extra flap off like they advise, or in their instructions. It doesn't matter which one I cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and I just cut this one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put some glue on this and get it put together here. If my glue doesn't stick. Use some barely out art glue. I need to crease it down a little bit. I use my bone folder, folded them over and use my bone folder. I'm just not showing that part right now. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and try to line this up. And then try to line this up as perfect as I can. You don't have to use wet glue. You could use double-sided tape, whatever you prefer. I just figured I'd use the wet glue because it does give you a little bit of time to, like you see me just now, wiggle that around to get that in there right. Anyway, so here we go. So that's the front of that. I'm just going to go ahead and place it down. I'm going to set this aside to give it a chance to dry a little. And then the next step that I did, I don't know if there's, well, they did give instructions to do these separate steps here, but you can do it the way they show it or however you really want to, whatever works, to be honest with you. Okay. And then what I did, my next step actually was to put this pink sheet and this red sheet together. Pop those little pieces down. So we've already used this die. I'm going to set it aside. I've already used that one. And then the die I'm going to next are these two. The red's this one, and the pink is this one, the smaller one. And this is one thing I was talking about when you use the traditional type die machine. If you can see that line, I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but you get those little indentions, which it helps. Sometimes it helps like line this up underneath here. In some of your designs, you may want that. So, yeah. So that's, you know, like I said, you won't get that with a Cricut, but you will with one of these machines. I should put some a little more closer there. And that actually helped me line up because it gave me a little line to follow. This stuff out of the way. This is that little journaling part. Okay. And the next thing is I have the gold heart, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this together. This one I made the shinier gold. I'm just going to put some glue on the back side of the heart. Now, if you have one of those Xyron sticker machines, you could just run this through a sticker machine instead, or there are some scrapbooking paper that has adhesive on it. Whatever. I don't have any. Well, I do, but it's real thick cardstock. Some my sister actually gave me, and I forget I have it half the time. I accidentally got some of that. The glue does dry clear, but I really didn't want to get any on the front because it will make it look dull. But oh well. Turn that over, put some pressure on the back. Might be able to remove that a little. We'll see. Take this Kleenex here and I don't think I can. Oh well. That's that. It's still pretty. So I'm gonna set this aside for a moment. Well, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and adhere this down, and I'm just gonna put glue along this side, place it right there. think I can come up here just a little bit. I noticed the other one I made, I could have taken the glue just a tiny bit farther. And so I'm just going to butt that right up to that lighter pink. Yeah, it's good. Then I have these little itty bitty clothespins. I thought maybe that might help me put a little bit of pressure while it dries. Okay, there we go. All right, so those were these two dies. Again, I'm going to set these aside because we've already used them. And we use these two for the heart. I'm going to set that aside. All right, so the next step I want to do is placing this down on the white cardstock. And you can maybe see a little bit of debossing here. If I can catch it in the light just right. I can't tell on this camera. And there's your lines again. So that's that there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. I'm just putting little dots here and there on this. I just take my time more than I am right now, but I don't want to bore everybody and have you all watch me glue something down. We all know how to do this. So anyway, y'all get the idea. So let me go ahead and put this down. There we go. I think I'm just gonna, just in case any glue sneaks out. There we go. Even without decorating this any further, like this one is, I think that's kind of pretty just like that. It reminds me of some kind of like folk art or something. And then the next piece I believe I need to do is going to be this little top of this flower right here. And you'll see why I want to put this piece down for first compared to those other pieces. Try to line that up the best I can here. There we go. And this die, it does have some debossing. Each of those little red spots are right there. These little red spots here, which helps to line it up. Okay. And then the next piece I want to put down is this bottom part of this flower. It's going to go there. But I think I'll grab my tweezers for this. It's just a tiny bit easier for myself. And there is some debossing here. I can actually see it. I don't know if you can on the camera or not. Probably not, I'm not sure. All right, then the next piece I want to put down is this, is the gold. And the reason I put the other pieces down first because this gold, that little top tip there sits on the outside. So that's why I did that. And then I have this little piece here. So I'm going to do the light pink like this one. I guess I could, I don't know, let's see what the dark pink looks like just for the fun of it. These I have a choice here. I think I like the light pink better. Just needs that little tiny bit of extra contrast. Let me put this down now. A little tiny piece like this, you're probably gonna want tweezers. When I was younger, I could have done it without tweezers, but I've kind of got carpal tunnel now. And when you get carpal tunnel, you can't always move your hands in those little tiny ways. Oh my gosh, that glue on there. I don't want that glue on the shiny part. Hopefully I can get that off of there before it dries. Maybe next time I won't use a shiny paper for something like this. You can live and learn. Okay, not a big deal. Even though it dries clear, it's cloudy on something that shiny. All right, and the next piece I want to put down is going to be the top of the stem. So it will cover that little bit there up. So let me go ahead and again use my tweezers. And you can tell which is the right side and the wrong side on this. The wrong side is going to have, it's going to like, these little sides kind of dip up a little bit. And we're here, things are more rounded looking. Not that it would make a huge difference if you made a mistake, but I'm just saying you can tell the right side and the wrong side when you use these type of dies versus cutting, a mechanical cutting machine, because everything's just flat with one of those machines. So far, that's where we're at. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and put these leaves down. All right, we're getting there. All right, so the pocket part itself is finished. And then all I got left is decorating the little flowers here. Oh, I forgot to show you all these different dies. This die is that shiny piece. This is the bottom part of the flower. This is the leaves, and that's part of the stem. This was the flower, the crown top of the flower, and then this little stamens, I think they call them. And these are like little lilies that I'm going to decorate. This part, the pull on the note, or the tab, I don't know what we don't call it. Anyway, so I hope I've given you a little bit of inspiration, different ways to look at your dies if you're a card maker at all and you're like doing junk journals. I do both. I'm not a huge card maker, so I'm not a pro. I just make them for my family and, holidays and things like that. But, you know, there's different ways to look at your dies. Maybe go through some of the dies that you own and say, how can I incorporate these dies into my junk journaling? You know, think outside the box a little bit, because I think all four of these dies actually, I think have excellent potential of incorporating them into my junk journals. And it gives me something a little different to go on besides just, you know, doing digiprints, which there's nothing wrong with digiprints, don't get me wrong. You know, something other than just digiprints or collage boards or whatever. It's, you know, it's a way to use up or to take advantage of your different supplies, to use them and look at them in a different way. So, and here's this card. And so this one's complete as well now. It's funny how these cards get these different looks just because of that one sheet of paper, two different kinds of gold. But can you imagine all the different looks you can get with this die set just from different papers? I mean, you could do, like I was saying, like black, red, and silver and gold or whatever. And this here could be gold or silver, or the leaves. I mean, you could really totally change the look of that. So I wanted to put this in a junk journal just to say, hey, I put it in a journal. And this is a journal that I kind of experiment with and just been working on, it seems like forever. In fact, you've all seen, if you've been watching any of my videos, you've seen me do this, make this one before. This is the one where I did that really quick binding with the stretchy stuff. I never did trim that. Goodness, I can trim it. Okay, it's trimmed now, everybody. I trimmed it. So, yeah, so I thought, you know, this kind of reminds me in a way of a library card in a way. I was going to put this one in there. I don't know. I think I'm going to end up putting this one there only because of that glue. Because I'm going to probably give this to someone for Valentine's Day. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. But I thought that would be nice for like I said, like the library card in the back of your junk journal. You could, you know, put a note about what the journal's about or what have you. So let me go ahead and put some glue on that. I think I'm going to use my other glue here only because I don't need such a fine tip for that. I'm going to use my Scotch tacky glue. And I really like this glue. It's not real expensive. It works wonderfully. It just doesn't have a real fine tip. But, I mean, you could pour it into a different bottle and use a fine tip with it. It just doesn't come with one. All right, so let me put this down. Put it about right in the middle. And, oh, here it is. Losing it. I'm losing it. And go ahead and, oops, there's a little bit of glue. I don't want to put it in there with that glue there hanging out. All right. There we go. Isn't that cute in the back? I think that's adorable. Just something to finish that off. There you go. All right. So, oh, one more thing. Almost forgot. Besides telling you to please like my video and subscribe to my channel. Again, I'm a new channel, but the thing I meant to tell you about is this is the cutoff, you know, from when I cut these. This is the leftover. And what you can do is cut these like this. So you got this strip here. Here I have it with gold. Now just use your imagination if I had more of that. And it'd be pretty for a trim on any of your journals. Or trim a pocket. Any of that, so nothing goes to waste. You could use every bit of that cutoff. So, of course, us junk journalers in general, I think we're always looking for ways to use our scraps. I don't know. I think most of you are like me. You're always trying to find a way to take advantage of every little piece of scrap, whatever you might have. So, I don't know. That goes there, but I'm just showing you ideas. Anyway, again, this is Lori, the Crafter in the Mitten, and I'll see you again. Bye.